Little warm-up thing here. This is a little game that I like to play. It's called Global. And let's see now here if I can scroll down here. I'm not sure if I can. Maybe I need to run back there and have my. How do I do that? All right. I'm working with technology here. I told our kids we were so happy to be here. We'll get into more formal introductions, but we have to conquer the 3 T's here. Transportation, we got here. All right. Technology, and we're doing that. And then time, because we have just a small bit of time to share a lot of important stuff. So we're working on those 3 T's, but this is one of the things that I wanted just to kind of start off before we actually get started.
Maybe while Aaron's back there, I'll introduce people. This is Mr. Aaron Parker. He's the English as a second language teacher at Aiken High School, and he's built up that program to be quite large all over Cincinnati. He brought 5 students today. 2 are from Africa, 2 are from Asia, 1 is from South America. So that'd be very typical of the classes that he teaches.
Yeah.
I don't know, you have several hundred, 200 or something like
200, yeah.
200 kids in that program. So they've done a lot of things. They prepare, they brew coffee in the morning for the students and the teachers.
Oh, yeah.
And they sell that. They have a large garden in the back. A lot of the kids come from rural backgrounds, so believe it or not, Aiken High School is a 4-H school in Ohio.
FFA school, actually.
FFA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do a lot of things like that.
Working for it.
In the summertime, but I'll get out of the way.
Thank you. And I'm still. I might actually ask Mr. Sneer. You go back there on my computer and type some things in here. And I know we're going to start here at 9:45 officially, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we're early, but this is my icebreaker. And I'd like for you just to. This is a game called Global. I don't know if you guys play Wordle, that Wordle game. I don't either. But you do, sir, right? All right. So you guess a word, right, and then you have to keep guessing a word, and then you get success. Well, this is called Global, and we have to guess the country. So, and the closer you get to the country, the more red it gets. So, name a country, any country.
Korea, South Korea.
South Korea. Can you type in South Korea, Mr. Schneer? Okay, and you have to click on there. Yeah. There you go. So he types in South Korea, and don't worry, this is just kind of a fun game. It got us thinking more globally. It's going to be kind of picky with that space, yeah. So Korea, and then we press enter, and well, there's South Korea. Now it's pretty pale down here, so we're pretty far away. So we need to go to another part of the world. We need to get red. So name another country in another part of the world.
Norway.
Norway. All right, can you type in Norway? Thank you. My family's from Norway, by the way. Well, actually, my family's from Iowa, but you know.
We're in Iowa.
Welcome.
Where in Iowa? Hawkeye, Iowa, and West Union near Decorah in Waterloo, northeastern Iowa.
I went to Lutheran College.
You went to Lutheran College in Decorah?
Yeah.
Oh, Decorah is one of my favorite places in the world.
Yeah.
They've got Seed Savers there, which is an outstanding resource. Wonderful. You know, they just had their Vesterheim museum there. They had their days there. So here's Norway. We're close. So let's stick close to Norway. Norwood. No, not really. But that is another country in itself. All right? Boy, you're funny.
Argentina.
So we're pretty red. How about another country that's closer to Norway? Germany. I heard Germany. I heard Sweden too, but let's go Germany. Let's see if we get more red. Mr. Schneer, you're doing an amazing job. All right. Oh, look, we got a little bit more red. So see, it's a little deeper red. So let's keep on going this direction here.
France? Belgium.
Belgium. I heard Belgium. I heard France. I heard Australia, or Austria maybe. Belgium. And Belgium might be get a little pale. So let's go east. Ukraine. Okay. Hey, thank you. You're bringing up a topic we are going to be addressing. Ukraine. All right, so as Mr. Sneer kind of introduced, we've got a deeper red. Oh yeah, deeper red. Yeah. So we're close here. What? Germany?
Poland.
We did Germany already. Poland. Great. Poland. I might actually mention Poland today, and Poland is pretty red. Okay, so let's go south. Are you able to? I'm not able to move that.
Greece?
Greece. I heard Greece. Sorry. Oh, unless we had a. You have to spell things right on here. That's the only.
No spell check. Huh?
There's no spell check. You need spell check on here. All right, and so there's Greece. Okay, so we're somewhere in between here and here.
Yugoslavia.
Actually, I don't think it's going to show up as a country anymore.
Yeah.
All right, it changed.
It's gonna be
Herzegovina.
Let's go Serbia. It's easier to spell. Bosnia, Herzegovina. That's a lot of letters. And so, that's pretty red. So we're somewhere right in here. So where are a lot of people from the Ukraine having to go? They're going to Poland. There's another country they have to go to. Hungary. Now, not like I'm hungry, right? But Hungarians. And, hey! That's our country! Absolutely. So we agree. Give yourselves a big round of applause there. Nice job. All right. But that's a fun little game. It changes every day. All right? It changes every day where you have to guess a new country. And you just go around the world, and sometimes I have to cheat a little bit, But I heard all those Wordle people cheat also. So I'm going to go back here. Mr. Sneer, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We are so happy to be here. I talked about the 3 T's that we need to do. Now we've conquered technology and transportation. Time, I know we have about an hour and 1 minute, maybe less than that, because I know some of us have to get moving. But we are so glad to hear, but it really takes 3 things for us to be here. We have to have people who are willing to listen. We thank you for being here. We have to have students that are willing to speak, and I thank you for being here. And we have to have people like Mr. Sneer, who are going to be the catalysts within our community to make things happen. And so I thank Mr. Sneer for doing that. And so when we have those 3 things there, we've got action, which is really, really amazing. So let's see here. So this is a picture that I took just, how many days ago was it? 4 or 5 days ago. Does anybody know where it is?
Aiken?
This is not at Aiken. It's a good guess, though. This is in Washington, D.C. Okay? And I see 3 silhouettes of some heads here, and this is Joyous with a different hairdo. This is maybe Ankita, right, with a hoodie on, and Regina with also a hoodie on. It was cold. And so we were at the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. We spent, how many days? 4 days in Washington, D.C. They were nice enough to invite me along. And so I do have a quote there. This is the Martin Luther King Memorial. I gave them a quick rundown of what, we're at Luther Church, right? Luther Trinity Church. I gave them a little rundown of who Martin Luther was and how that relates to Martin Luther King. But this is a quote. If that's a little hard to read, here it is. Anybody want to read that for us? Yeah, go ahead.
If we are to have peace on earth, our loyalties must become ecumenical rather than sectional. Our loyalties must transcend our race, our tribe, our class, and our nation. And this means we must develop a world perspective. Martin Luther King, Jr., Christmas, 1967.
Give a little appreciation for the readers. That's why we're here, I took a lot of we took a lot of pictures in Washington D.C. But that was the picture that just gave me goosebumps, and it still does today, and it's happening right now. Because there's so much happening in our world, and there's so much of a need, and there's so much a need for what we're doing right here, which is transcending those barriers. And It's a beautiful picture. It's a stunning picture. It was a freezing picture. It was cold. That was Saturday when it was cold here too. All right. So and it felt like Christmas. You know. This is going to be quick. Who am I? My name is Aaron Parker. That's my wife and my son. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a teacher at Aiken High School of students from around the world. We have literally and figuratively the best kids in the world. I roast coffee, as Mr. Sneer already did the spoiler alert, and I'm a coffee roaster. I work at La Terza Artisan Coffee Roastery. I am also on the board of Wordplay Cincy, a reading, writing, speaking, social justice nonprofit organization in Northside. I happen to be a gardener, all right, and I noticed your raised beds over there on the part of your that's your property, I assume?
Yes.
That's wonderful. I love that, and that's a big part of our story. I am a cross-country coach too. All right, and but not everybody here runs cross-country. Okay, that's just something that I do, and so that's me. But I'm yeah. Oh, and I know Mr. Sneer. Yeah. So we talk on the bus, obviously, and so we must have had a good meet that day. But who we are, and so Muhammad Kamra. Can you raise your hand and just say, this is Muhammad Kamra, and we'll get into more deeper conversation about that. But Muhammad Kamra actually doesn't go to Aiken anymore. He's a graduate. He's at the University of Cincinnati. Yeah. All right. You know, that's the kind of people that we have here. He comes back, he gives back, and just amazing. This is Ankita Rai. Can you raise your hand, Ankita? There you go. And thank you for being here. And I picked pictures. I got to choose the pictures. All right. And so Muhammad's actually there at the. Remember where we took that picture? We were at the library. Yeah. Oh man, the name escapes my mind. The one downtown, the private library. But there's Ankita. Which one?
Mercantile.
The Mercantile. Thank you very much. That's where we were. We're at the Mercantile Library, and that's how you get to college. You go to the library, you know. I chose this picture, even though Ankita probably didn't want me to. But it's one of my favorite pictures. It just shows joy. It's joy. This is Milton. Milton, can you raise your hand there? All right, that's Milton. Yeah, thank you. Milton, where are we there?
We were in the Observatory of Cincinnati.
Yeah, the Observatory of Cincinnati. And so we'll talk more about Milton and what he does and the amazing things things that he does. Joyous, raise your hand there. Joyous. All right, and Joyous, where are you there? You're at a podcast station. Yeah, she works for, she's an intern at Democracy at Me through WVXU, the radio station, you know. And so she has done that 3-4 times, I don't even know, a lot of times. But she produces podcasts with WVXU. She's a paid intern. And Regina, there you go, raise your hand there. And I don't know, Regina, you might have been in 7th grade there, I'm not sure. Yeah? But what are you doing there? Yeah, holding an eggplant. We grew that in our garden. And that, we do big things. We do big things. That eggplant was almost as big as Regina. All right? And so, I thank these people so much. Some of them spend a lot of time with me, Monday through Friday. And you want to spend a Sunday with your teacher? That's amazing. All right? We're going to start off with Milton. I have an incomplete, this is not a syllabus, or not a syllabus, a resume, sorry. This is not a resume, but you can read through this and kind of see the kind of student Milton is, the kind of person Milton is. But I have these things over here, and I've got a choice for you. I've got 2 choices. I've got a little movie here in Spanish. I got a little movie here in English. Now, I'm looking at the crowd here, and I think you might understand the English one a little better. Yeah. Is that fair? Yes. All right. So, is that all right, Milton?
Yeah.
But, what I want to impress upon here is we value people and their talents and their treasures. And so, and what we do is we use those talents and treasures, those strengths, to do great things. And so, and that's why we have this in this 2 languages. But I'm going to play this, and man, this will be amazing if this works. All right, you might have to. Hopefully, we have our volume up.
Milton, I'm a student from Aiken High School. I came from Mexico, and I'm gonna read my book that is called The Way. A year ago, I was in Mexico and had many problems. I decided to go to the United States together with my mom. Along the way, many funny, strange, and complicated things happened. I was very scared. Every day I always thought about what would happen to me the next day. I didn't even know if I had made the right decision. I met many people along the way, and I also understood the complicated situation my country is experiencing. When there was a little left or right in the United States, something very strange happened to me. I will never forget that moment. It was very cold, it was night. I was walking together with my mom and other people, and I looked up at the sky, and I saw a beautiful night. That night was very dark and scary. When I saw it, I felt confused as if myself was leaving my body. I could not even move. I felt that I was going to faint. For some reason, I couldn't stop seeing. My mom was screaming my name, saying to hurry up. That was the reason to stop seeing that beautiful night. I kept walking, even though I didn't feel the same after seeing that night. I felt stronger and more motivated, but I couldn't help feeling confused. And every step I took, I wondered why I'm here, what I'm doing, why can't I stop? Many thoughts ran through my head. I was very tired. I couldn't breathe and walk, but for some reason, when I saw that night, it gave me more strength to keep walking. Sometimes I think that night helped me to get my goal, or maybe I'm crazy for thinking that, but I'm sure I've never felt that way. I knew difficult times were coming, but I didn't care. This experience changed my way of seeing life.
Milton, if you're comfortable, I don't know if you want to describe the process you went through in creating that, or why you did that, or if you can see the credits there. But do you mind saying a few words?
Yeah, sure. So I create this memory because I wanted to change people's minds. Because a lot of people think bad things about Mexicans, because there's a lot of missing information in our country. And I don't know if you remember when President Trump said that Mexicans only bring problems to USA. And I was like, I wanted to write something that changed that mind. Because Mexicans, we're not bad people. We had problems, yes, but those problems stayed on Mexico. I was running away from those problems. I just want a better life here, and yeah, that's why I wrote that book, and
That's perfect. Yeah, thank you very much. Milton, 2 years, we're going 2.5 years maybe?
Yeah.
Next year, just so you know, Milton will be spending his senior year at Cincinnati State after 2.5 years here, going from an incredible journey and just doing incredible work. And he's a published author. He made that whole movie, Stop Animation, with some collaboration with some wonderful community members that we have here. And he's also politely declined every invitation I have for our cross-country team. And so, Milton is amazing. All right, so, we'll come back to Milton. But Ankita, this is Ankita, and you can see Ankita here. And, the videos sometimes are simple, and this one might be talk overable, but it really demonstrates kind of what we do at Aiken and the kind of person that Ankita is here. And Ankita, do you mind describing like what the heck you're doing?
We are planting, I think, corn.
Love. You're exactly right.
We don't want that.
The dedication that we have of students, students can come to school at 8 o'clock and leave at 3 o'clock. These are students that that stay late. These are students that do more. These are students that tend the garden that, well, you have a garden. It's a lot of work. Sometimes you have to find the people who want to work it, right? And Ankita's that person. Hardworking.
Green
dedicated.
corn from Oaxaca, Mexico.
Oaxaca, Mexico. There you go. And, but Ankita's been there from the beginning. She is the founder of our school-based community garden. And that's been something where we're going to meet each other today, but that's a place where you guys can come back to Aiken High School any day, visit, join our school, visit our school, and really see what kind of students we have here. And but that's Ankita. Now, she volunteers her time. She was actually the first recipient of the, I don't know if you know about the Greater Cincinnati STEM Collaborative, but you know, she was the first student winner of this volunteer work award. And it's an award that's always given to adults, you know, like GE engineers that come in and help, or Procter & Gamble, you know, elites, you know. But then they gave it to a student, a ninth grader at the time, I think, right? And because of the amazing work that she has done, and I just put down here, and she really likes to dress up in traditional Nepali clothes. Not so much. Not so much. Okay. All right. This is Mohammed. Mohammed Conroy. Want to raise your hand there? And so I've got Ankita again. Uh-oh. All right. Sorry. Let me go here. There you go. Let's hope this works. All right. Mohammed comes back, and what he speaks here, I think, is representative of Aiken.
Hey student, my name is Mohammed, and I graduated last year. I'm in college now. I was mentored last year. Mentoring is a good thing because it helps you build trust and confidence in yourself when making decisions to reach your goals.
So he made that video because we do a lot of mentoring, and we depend upon our students who move on to really be the leaders and the examples for our students that want to move forward. That's a rather serious video. He also had the opportunity. He made me TikTok famous.
And now I beg to see you dance just one more night. So I say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Say, move.
There he is. All right. I've never been on TikTok before, and I never will again. I've never even seen it on TikTok. I downloaded it to my Google Drive, and I don't know. But Mohammed is here, and he gives back. And in subsequent weeks, we're going to have other graduates come back, and but we're so glad he's here. I don't know, how long have you been with us at Aiken?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. He graduated. He got the Darwin Turner Scholarship at the University of Cincinnati. It's a full ride.
Wow.
It's a full ride. Yeah. Because he's an outstanding student, because of also the outstanding work that he does. He also ended up getting like the Gen 1 scholarship, which allows first generation students to live on campus and the sort. But you're here with your father, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, sometimes you go a long way, and then all of a sudden you go to college, want to live on campus by yourself. He made the choice to stay with his father. You know, even though he could live on campus and, you know, have the dorm life, right? You're having the family life,
Right.
which is so important. You know, staying together. Staying together. Those are the decisions that our kids make, and that's what they've made their entire lives. Just amazing people. This is Regina. Regina, over there, yeah, there you go, Regina. And, you know, just an amazing person. And, you know, this is the one I chose for Regina. And you might have to describe what you're doing here, Regina.
Dancing.
What? I heard it over there. What?
Dance seating.
Dance seed. You are brilliant, sir.
I've had a lot of experience with dance seating myself.
Oh, you've done that? I want to hang out with you. You're my friend. Oh, so, wow, that's spectacular, sir. Regina, could you describe, as he knew already, what you're doing?
Yeah, it's dancing, yeah, it's called Sakela dance. So like in our country we have like cultured dance. So yeah, that's what I was doing, like Sakela dance.
Yeah. And so we are here. We have an agricultural career tech pathway, but we were planting a pollinator garden here in collaboration with Northern Kentucky University. It's a research plot. You can come into our campus and visit it. It's just beginning to sprout. And we were like, we could plant seeds, you know, put them on the ground, right? Or we could dance seeds. And I said, and part of the Sakala dance is, and I've been to the festivals in Mount Airy Forest. They have them. I've been invited. It's wonderful. Karate, right? Bhutanese festival, and but it's a springtime festival. It's for, you know, how you're going to sow the seeds that you're going to reap the benefits of later. And that's what we do. And that's what, so we don't just plant. We plant with culture. You know? It's you know, we do things with style. Like you, sir. You dance. Regina's amazing. She's amazing. She's amazing. She does all this stuff, and she's just a freshman. She's just a freshman. I mean, she's the future. She's the future. I mean, I say that just because she's the youngest class member here. All right. All right. Here's Joyous, and Joyous is right there. Joyous, how many days ago was this?
1 day.
1 day ago. It was
Thursday.
Thursday. This is Thursday. We do so many things here. That's why we're so glad to be here. You can see all this, and I'll just say that she is busy. She is busy. Where are we here?
Cincinnati Art Museum.
Cincinnati Art Museum. You can come here every Thursday, and you can see things like this.
As the year starts, we can't tell if our hope that we think that's our fine, but what exactly is hope? Is it the selfish desires that we wish for, or is it the hope that we live in? In a world filled with so much darkness, most of us hope to see the light, but in the end, we end up seeing life for what it truly is. What's the point of having hope in a world that's not so hopeless? Why put hope in people but still end up being disappointed? Heavy burdens are carried, but it means there's no one to turn out to and no one to reach out to. Stop trying for a helping hand and run a cycle with a never-ending journey. The whisper keeps on coming. The silent voices keep on.
I might pause just because of the audio. All right. What are you doing there?
I was reading the poem.
You were reading a poem. A poem that somebody else wrote?
No, a poem I wrote myself. Like, I had to choose a teacher and then dedicate a poem. So I wrote the poem myself.
What? Yeah, so working with our wordplay, Cincy, which I've already disclosed, I am a board member. All right. Yes?
You might want to use a microphone.
Oh, yeah, so we do have a microphone, sorry. And so our students write poetry. And poetry is a way of writing fearlessly. You can share your thoughts, your ideas, but also we were invited to the Cincinnati Art Museum, and every Thursday they have these students creating their own poetry, performing their own poetry, and you know, that's what we do. We get out and we share our story, and that's what Joyous does. She gets out and shares her story, and just another amazing participant we have here. Is that the last? Did I miss somebody? Is that everybody? All right. So this is where we're going to give the microphone. Thank you, Mr. Schneer, to some of our participants. I have a few slides here of each student, and maybe I have these what we call sentence starters, and there are things that our students can share that maybe they want to share about where we are from. I'm from Springfield Township. That's not very exciting. You don't really want to know that. But maybe we can have a few of our students share some of these, and they're basically all the same. They say what we need to know about Mexico, the country is, and Milton already shared a little bit of that already. He's that way. But what we need to know about Mexicans as people is, and what do we need to know about you? So they can take all three of those statements, one of those statements, two of those statements. They can just say their own thing. So, Milton, I don't know if you want to speak at all. Yes, please.
Hello? What we need to know about Mexican as a people is, so Mexican people are normal as everybody is, and yeah, like I said, Mexican people are good people. Our country is beautiful. I don't know if you have been in Mexico before. It's a beautiful country. It's a natural country. I came from Chiapas, Mexico. That is one of the most poor state around Mexico, and yeah, it's hard to live there. But we need to know that every country is special. We have our own culture, and yeah, we're good people. And unfortunately, we have a lot of problems in our country, and that's why we came here to United States. And yeah, a lot of people think that Mexicans only sell drugs here, only brings problems here, and yeah, that's why I'm here, because I want to change your guys' mind. And yeah, that's all you need to know about Mexico. And I hope one day you can go and visit Mexico. And thank you.
I know we don't have a great deal of time, but is there like one burning question that you'd like to like to ask? We'll move forward, but there's one question you're like, oh man, like to ask that question. Yes, ma'am.
What was the transition? You went from one kind of a culture to this. What difficulties did you have, and how did you overcome them to become a successful young man?
Good question.
Yeah, I agree.
Good question. Well, our Mexican culture is really similar to the American culture, so yeah, we don't speak English in Mexico, and I think that's one of the most difficult things that I have to face. Yeah, English is the most difficult problem here, because but I just want to thank Mr. Parker, because he teach me all about English as a second language, and yeah, there's a different culture here in the United States about how you interact each other with people. So probably Mexico will like more, like kind of enjoying the life. Yeah, but yeah, there's all a new country here that we call a different world, because it's really different to Mexico. I mean, the buildings, the streets, all is different. So yeah, that's one of the most challenge here in the United States.
So I will say, Milton, we've been together about 2.5 years, right? And when you first showed up, we didn't have really any English at all.
No.
All right. And so 2.5 years to go from basically no English. Now, how do we do that? We go with strengths. And Milton, you know about AP, Advanced Placement Courses? I see some young people shaking their heads. Yeah, and you have to take these tests, all right? He took the AP Spanish test, last year, right? He got a 5 on it. A 5 is the highest score you can get, all right? Which means he got college credit as a sophomore, all right? And he used his strengths, his knowledge of one language to build on the knowledge of his other languages that he's learning.
Yeah, one thing about it is like you have to know your first language. You have to be successful with your first language. If you want to learn another language, you gotta learn your first language well too. Because yeah, I do speak Spanish, but I have to learn more about Spanish. I don't want to forget my first language, and also I want to learn another language too. I want to learn French, and yeah.
Yeah, Excellent. Thank you very much, Milton. All right. All right, Joyous. This is Joyous, and Joyous, I don't know if you want to share anything about yourself, where you're from, anything else.
Hello, my name is Joyce Moharke. I'm from Rwanda, which is located in East Africa. This is not my first time at church. I normally go to Calvary Church, which is located in Kenwood. Yeah. And I do poetry a lot. I do cross-country and track. I'm involved in a lot of stuff at school, and I'm my ancestor's voice. Do you guys have any questions? Because it would be easy to start with questions.
How did you get involved in Democracy in Me,
Oh, beautiful question.
your internship?
Yeah, so most of the things that I normally do, Mr. Parker introduces us to it. He introduces it to a lot of students, and it's up to us to say yes or no to it. So I said yes, because I wanted my voice to be heard more. Like I said, I'm my ancestor's voice, and I'm more than a black lady, what they see on the outside, and that's what I wanted people to know.
Very good. Joyce is, she said it. You know, what we do at Aiken is we encourage, don't force, we encourage our students to share their story, the true story. We have our next group here. We use two words in our school. We use a lot of different words from different languages, and we use the words nakali and sakali. Can you say nakali? Nakali. Can you say sakali? Sakali. Yeah, and so what that basically means, it's a Nepali words, right? I think it's also in Hindi, I believe, and it means real and fake, and so nakali being fake and sakali being real. And so we always try to share the Sakali story. Just keep it real. Keep it real. And so we have both Regina and Ankita here. They're a package deal here. But we have two, and it's a little complicated because we've got two countries. And that's a little complicated too. So, but I'll let them speak of what they would like to share, and then about Nepal, and Nepali, and Bhutan, and Bhutanese. And how it's complicated. Go ahead.
Hello everyone, I'm Rosina Rai. I'm from Nepal, and my parent is from Bhutan. So yeah, I have been. I'm a student at Aiken High School, and it's been 3 years. I have been in Aiken High School. So what we need to know about Nepal and Bhutan as a countries is that they're both they are beautiful, and yeah, and what we need to know about Nepali and Bhutanese as people is like they have that different thought. Like, so what happened was like I told you my parent is from Bhutan, so they had like little fight. So like Bhutan till my grandma tell me that they kick them out from Bhutan because like they tell them to go back to your country. So like my grandma, they want them to wear a clothes like them. So but in there like it was very expensive to buy the clothes. So like yeah, that's why my family moved to Nepal, and that's how I was born there, and yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ankita, maybe she took all your words, but you have. That's good by having a partner. But do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I was born in Nepal and raised in there, but my parents and my grandparents were all born in Bhutan, and then they moved to Nepal. Like she said, they were kicked from Bhutan. So
Could I add something here?
Yeah, sure.
So it's the idea like we have Nepali and Bhutanese, and So, do you consider yourself Nepali or Bhutanese? I know. You know, and that's why we have to have these conversations. But maybe it's not important either. You know, because it's complicated. So, what I know of the story is, so Regina and Ankita, you grew up in Nepal, right? A refugee camp. How many years did you live there?
12.
Hmm?
12.
12?
About 12 years? About 12 years. All right, born, raised, then moved to Cincinnati. All right? But your parents and your grandparents were born in Bhutan. All right, they're Bhutanese. All right, but their grandparents were born in Nepal. All right? So you see, you kind of go back and forth. So originally, your great-great-great-great-grandparents, I might have put an extra great in there, were Nepali. Then they moved to Bhutan, and they were kicked out. That's a polite way of saying it. There was genocide. And they had to move back to Nepal. But they were considered Bhutanese, even though they're originally from Nepal. And, but they weren't really supposed to be there. That's what they said. You know? So it's like, it's finding a place where you belong. You know? And maybe it's not so much of who we are, it's how we define ourselves. And you can define yourself however you want. But it's complicated. It's complicated. And that's not just in Nepal and Bhutan. That's all over. That's all over. All right? Thank you guys for sharing. Yes? Muhammad Kamra.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Kamra, and I moved here in 2019, and I went to Aiken High School, and when I got here, like when I first got here, I have like no English experience, and that was something that I had to overcome by going to school, getting involved in school activities and stuff like that. And also, I mean, I'm from Mali, West Africa, which is one of the 7 largest country in Africa, and we also have like one of the oldest like library in the world, and university, I mean, and I don't know, some of you might have heard of Mansa Musa, like in the history, like one of the richest men in the time, I guess. And I came from like where we have so many, like more than 82 dialects, I mean, different cultures, but we all been living together more than 1,000 of years in peace and stuff like that. And also, I'm going to USU right now. And I'm studying international affairs and to get prepared me for my career goal, which is U.S. Department of State consular officer. And I want to do that because I feel like I could be really helpful to people as they were like to me, like when I was about to come to United States and stuff like that. And forgot something else.
Sure, there's something else. But don't.
Yeah. So, like, I will say something about Aiken. It's a great. So when I moved here, the reason I moved here is for school. You know, cause when I was in Mali, we had like political crisis, which kind of interrupted school like for 6 months. And my dad been living here like more than 25 years now, so he's kind of like working here, but he go back to Africa every single year. And I was living with my dad and my mom and my siblings, so I kind of told him like, why wouldn't he bring me here, like so I can improve my study, you know, and continue my school. So that's when everything started. And so we kind of make the visa and then moved in United States in 2019, and it was great. It was amazing, and So I'm really passionate about school and learning, stuff like that. So I didn't waste my time when I got here in 2019. It was in summertime, April. I remember, I told my dad. My dad was like, I told my dad, well, I know it's summertime, there's no school, but I don't want to just be sitting in the living room watching TV. So I want to do something, because why I'm here for school. So I want to do something to get started before school reopen. So we went to Aiken, and so we were told that Aiken was like a great high school, and I would fit in there, So we went there, and we met Mr. Parker, and it was great, and I got inscripted. We did everything. I brought my transcript and everything, and that's when I decided to do summer school. He was doing summer school. He was teaching students.
Kimchi.
Yeah, we made kimchi my first time ever. Yeah, and the garden was great. Kind of helped me. The Aiken Garden is like something really great. Kind of helps students exchange cultures from different backgrounds, promote diversity, understanding international understanding and stuff like that. And so I did summer school, kind of get things started. My English was not really good, but I was really appreciated. And when I speak, people listen, and they encourage me. But not all the time. When I do, some people do kind of they don't encourage me. They kind of make fun of my accent, but it did not stop me. It did not stop me from chasing that mindset that I had in my mind, because I went to school because for school. So it's something. It's part of overcoming something. So you have to be able to you have to be able to manage all those kind of stuff, and if you really want to gain something. So we did that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's a little bit about me.
I just say that you hear that you come for opportunity, you come for education. Some of our students said, our families move here because you get an education and we could get a job. It's a package deal, and so we seize those moments, we seize those opportunities. What we do at Aiken, and they spoke so wonderfully of a lot of the stuff that we do, but it's all really based on this idea of strengths. We all have these strengths inside us, and we're all different, and they change. They change depending upon the year and the mood that we're in sometimes. But these are strengths that these students identify for themselves. I even have yours from a few years ago. So, but I didn't know if any of you would like to share, pick a strength and say how that helped you get to where you are. And where you are could be this church that we're invited in. We thank you again. It could be where you are in your head and your life right now, or maybe in college or high school. But I've got the microphone's near you first, all right?
Sure.
So I don't know if you want to pick one of those strengths. You can pick any of those strengths, but these are his top 5 strengths that he selected for himself through a survey that, kind of tells us who he is. And so pick one and how to get you to where you are today.
Absolutely. Well, I will go with creativity.
Okay.
Yeah, this one, like I was saying, the Aiken traditional garden was really great. So this garden, it's not just like a simple garden. There's so many creativities going through it. Students from Nepal, Mexico, Rwanda, from different backgrounds, kind of help growing food together, exchanging cultures through food that we grew, and I really learned a lot from it. And also kind of helped me see how you can connect with people by doing things that are not that are like garden, but you can gain a lot from it and take it with you to do your next steps in life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's that creativity. It's that thinking differently. Why don't you pass that down to Regina? All right, and Regina, here are yours. You want to pick one? That was beautiful, Muhammad. And which of these strengths got you to where you are today?
Can I choose for the other side?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
So, gratitude. I choose gratitude because I feel like if someone is helping me, I should say grateful. Like I should be thankful for them, cause like a lot of people don't don't say thank you for when someone is helping them. So yeah, I wanna say gratitude.
Thank you, Regina. Milton. Now, I have to apologize for Milton. For some reason, I had a copy-paste problem with his a duplicate there, so you can choose whatever.
I'll go with hope, because when I was in Mexico and my mom told me that we gotta go to USA, I said like, well, I hope we can get there. I hope we can have a good life. And when I came here, I was like, well, I hope to learn English. I hope to improve myself every day, and that's why I'm here. Because I was hopeful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ankia? Again, you're not limited there.
Can I choose two?
Sure, absolutely.
I would choose my top two, like curiosity and love of learning. If I didn't have those two, I don't think I would have been here. I mean, what I mean by like, when Mr. Parker giving us a lot of opportunity, if I wasn't had those two, I don't think like, if I wasn't curious about our if I wasn't curious about the gardening stuff and what didn't wanted to learn about it, I would have been there because I wanted to know and what was going on and wanted to learn about it, and so I joined, and yeah.
Beautiful, thank you. I hear my name, but it's their choice. It's their decision. Joyas, how about you?
I'll go with perspective and bravery. I see things like from different views, like when Mr. Parker gave us ideas, I try to see it from a different perspective. Coming from Rwanda, like my country is mostly known like as a country that had genocide. That's what Rwanda is mostly known for. But it's more than that, and the country and the people are more than that. They survived the war. It's a country like the war happened within the people. They were fighting about no shape, but that's over now. But people don't want to forget that, so I'm there to share like the perspective of what it is now as a country and as the people. Rwanda is now known as like it has a beautiful city, and we have a good president. Nobody is perfect in this world. He doesn't make the best decisions every day, but neither does this country. I consider myself brave because I do things most students my age wouldn't do. And when I speak for myself, and I think that's a good thing because I don't want somebody speaking for me. They say, never let anyone teach you how to tie your shoes if they're not in your shoes. I think it's very good to make your own decisions. That's why I consider myself like as a brave person, I survived a lot, and I'm still surviving a lot, and I intend to survive a lot.
Thank you. I put mine up there too. I'm just going to say zest, because to keep up with these incredible students takes a lot of energy. All right, and I'm just so thankful that we get to do that. I know we're short on time, and we've got so much, and we've got other days that I think we're going to be joining you in the next few weeks, and we'll have some different faces, we'll have some different stories, and we'll cover some different topics. But this is one of the things that I'd like to share that happened very recently, and it happened recently with three of our is this a panel? I don't know if this is a panel or not, but our us as guests, Joyous and Regina and Ankita, and I'm sorry Milton and Muhammad, you weren't there. We would have loved to have had you there. Just last week, right? Just last week, we had the great fortune, because of the choices that our students make, good things happen. Yeah, we have a garden. You hear a lot about this garden, but this garden is, just like you plant seeds, things can grow if you take care of them. We have a pretty incredible garden, and we have some pretty incredible people. All these students have been involved in that, but the three young women at the end of the table, they did something more than that. They gave up their summer. They joined this program through Ohio State University up in Columbus, and they spent a few weeks up at Ohio State learning about careers in agriculture and college choices and the sort. Explore Ag program, wonderful. They did that, got some experience with the college campus, working on those next steps. It was a good time, right? Yes. What we didn't know, what would come of that was we got a reputation. And so some people up in Columbus, Ohio State people, Ohio Farm Bureau people, 4-H people, people with money, decided, hey, we'd like to send some kids to Washington, D.C. Who are some outstanding students within our state that really have done the work? And they thought of a school in Cincinnati, urban Cincinnati, that has an ag program, and these students that gave up their time to be curious, as they said, and show courage and bravery and all those strengths. And they paid for us to go to Washington, D.C. to a national 4-H summit. At that summit, which is great, by the way, and we've got some plans to change a community with our action plan, we still need to work on. But we got to tour Washington, D.C. and see some amazing places. And I have some pictures up here, and there is a link on here, and if you look at Democracy in Me, you Google that, you can read the article that we wrote together, and it's an amazing story. But I'd like for the three in our last 5 minutes, right? Okay. Mr. Sneer's keeping me on track. Oh, what'd I do? There you go. I didn't know if any of you would like to share kind of your experience going from, and I say refugees because we have a current crisis here, right? And it's not just Ukraine, it's all over the world. It's happening in Myanmar, it's happening in Syria, it's happening in Yemen, it's happening all over. But we also have these three young women are refugees themselves. Not everybody we have at our school is a refugee. We have immigrants, recent immigrants, families of immigrants. We've got a variety, a diversity of people here. But I didn't know if any of you would like to share maybe something about, we got 3 pictures, I got 3 people. Maybe you'd like to share your thoughts about one of those pictures. Like, where are we? What are we doing?
On the second picture, we were standing outside the Capitol, and then the first picture from there, we were standing inside the Capitol, so we had the tour of the Capitol. And then over there was us outside of Portman's office, our senator. And like Mr. Parker said, we got here because of our outstanding participants. Me, myself, I wanted to be more than like a black refugee, a woman, I wanted to build a name for myself. That's why most of the time I'm involved in stuff like this. And I want my performance or the things that I'm involved in to be more known than just here in Cincinnati. I want to inspire people, women like myself, and men. Which is why I went there.
So yeah, this is the U.S. Capitol. Yeah, I went there. I mean, this was my like first experience. Like I never went Washington D.C. and I never thought I would go there. So yeah, this field trip gonna be very special for me because like I said, this is my first experience, and spending 4 days there is like such a fun day because I got chance to know them better, Mr. Parker, Joyce, and Ankita. So yeah. So yeah, this experience was a lifelong experience for me, and I got to learn a lot of stuff. Like when we went there in the first picture, we had a tour, and I got to learn more about history and yeah, like war and stuff about it, and had a really good time with them, and yeah, get to learn more about agriculture too when we were in meetings with forage. So yeah.
All right. I know I have 2 minutes, and I'd just like to say a few words about this too. We were the first tour. Our Senator Rob Portman. We applied. We were going to go there. I said, I want a tour, and we were fortunate enough to be granted that amid possible government shutdown, a refugee crisis, a war, whatever, and COVID. And so we did not meet Rob Portman. He was on his way to Poland at the time to meet who? Refugees. And that flag is on his office. The door is shut because you can't take pictures inside his office. But our tour there was the first tour of the U.S. Capitol since COVID shutdown. I don't know if you've ever taken a tour of the U.S. Capitol, but there's usually thousands of people in here. All right? We were the only ones.
Wow. How cool.
It was amazing. Now, I've been there a few times with student groups, my own family, when I was a kid too, but I'd never had an experience like that. And so these are the things that our kids create. And they create that through their actions. And they create that through their courage. And they share that with their perspective. And it's just so amazing. And I do encourage you to, I have the PowerPoint, I can email it out to Mr. Chenier. But you can also just Google Democracy and Me and you'll see it there. So I know we're short on time, and I know you guys are going to kind of go up to the service, and we're gonna reorganize ourselves. This is a little movie here. You can walk out to, or you can enjoy on your way there. It's 5 minutes.
What I can say, I say through music. I am a refugee.
My parents were forced to leave this place they once called home.
It was a cold January night.
Bhutan was my parents' home. They worked for many days and spent many sleepless nights. Insults for their better life.
We came to this country, like many others, looking for better life.
I am a refugee.
I remember blue lights lining the runway as we touched down in our new country.
It's astonishing how large everything was. The sky seemed even more vast.
And I saw snow for the first time.
At last we finally found home. English is very unique.
My vision of America was a mosaic of all things.
There,
A land of golden, hairy people, shiny cars and cowboys.
there.
But it was wrong.
I am a refugee.
In this country you have to work hard to earn money. You have to be a hard worker or else you will be lost.
I'm an English-speaking refugee.
But none of the people are known.
I felt like an outcast. They lived in part of who they were. Became aware of how foreign I was.
Struggle, always struggling.
And when I jumbled up my words, they crumpled together and formed try again. Learning new things and starting from scratch was difficult.
But with hope, nothing is impossible.
I've never given up even when things were hard.
I looked past those rude remarks and confided in friends who saw me as me. At last, they finally found home,
In new languages and new people,
in which their basic needs provided.
I overcame my barriers.
Nothing different because of my ethnicity and my race. To them, I was just my own. They call me Rosie.
I go by Abdul.
They call me Payal.
I go by Enoch.
I'm not just a refugee.
I'm not just a refugee.
I'm a human being.
I'm a human being.
So that movie is going to be at a film festival at OU. You can see Joy as director, Gina's an actor, and we have a few other people that were in there. Amazing students. So, we thank you so much for inviting us, and we look forward to coming back. And again, we'll have different stories, different perspectives. I'm not sure where I'm going here with this. Uh-oh. That's not what I want. There you go. I'm going to go to here, but thanks for inviting us. We will be back the next 2 weeks, I guess. I put 3 weeks, sorry. We will have some new topics to share, and we would like to answer your questions. So if you do have questions, you can forward them to Mr. Schneer. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to, so we could develop a program and have some ideas on what you want to hear. And we'll have voices that are wanting to share. And but we thank you so much for inviting us and making us feel welcome and feel like we belong here. All right.
Thank you for coming.